Well, this might be a good time to begin. One of the topics at hand would be the price of jeans in Mexico. A gripping topic. Now, it comes up because, well, for two reasons. One, I care, but not everybody would. When I came here, let me back up. Going back to 2006, I moved to an area of town where I could walk down to a thrift store. And I had been going there years anyway. Well, one day the manager asked me if I would consider working there weekends. And I thought, well, okay. Retail isn't my thing. Cashiering isn't fun. But why not? They pay poorly, but it was better than nothing. And I had the time. But in general, thrift stores are a place to buy clothes really cheap. Let me see if I can straighten this up. Probably not. And I had been doing that for a long time, simply because, well, it just made sense and it was kind of fun. You know, thrift stores are fun places. And I had discovered that I could buy name brands, not always, but sometimes, and at very cheap prices. Levi's, for example, my choice of jeans, even at the time were expensive, and I could go there and luck out maybe on a Saturday morning or Thursday night and find something cheaper. Well, over the years, I ended up with a closet full of them. Especially working there, I could kind of find stuff that came in. Now, let's just say that on average, Levi's jeans would be about $7. They would elevate the price a little because people would pay it. And, you know, especially in good shape or the popular styles. Well, just to explain a bit more, thrift stores reduce the prices every week or so. Not necessarily every 7 days, but in some fashion. For example, when new stuff comes in, they might tag it with a blue tag at $7. Then the next week it goes down at a rate of usually a percentage, maybe 20%, 25. It goes down to 50, then 25. And maybe on the last week of the month, the blue tagged items would be 99 cents. So that was part of the game that we play. Well, I usually don't play that discount game. I just go ahead and buy it. It's $7 or $6, you know. But then when I came to Mexico, I realized, and I knew this from before, the first time I lived here, that denim jeans, Levi's jeans, were going to be around $50, $55. I remember buying a pair of tan 501s in 2003 at a Coppel store for $55. That's the dollar conversion amount. Well, 55, that was a lot. Well, it's still a lot. However, Levi's, and I have some here, I don't know if you can catch a glimpse of it, but depending on your style and color, they might run anywhere from, let me think in terms of pesos. Well, let's just say in terms of dollars, 30 to 55, 60 maybe. I'm thinking not quite that high. So when I came here and I needed or wanted, you never need this stuff, but I wanted the color, I wanted that style, or I wanted something new. I was kind of shocked that they were so expensive. Now, Levi's are sold here in Mexico at Coppel, which is a department store, kind of like Target. Also Sears. Oh, what was the other one? The expensive shopping malls have dedicated Levi's stores. And they may be about the same price, not always much higher. About the same. But they have all manner of Levi's stuff, shoes, belts. And they're kind of fun to shop at. Well, anyway, there's those two plus another I can't remember right now. But, well, what was I going to say? Let me gather my thoughts. I brought to the table a stack of some of mine that are different. I am basic when it comes to jeans. I really just prefer the blue denim. I'm a blue denim Levi's guy. I don't need colors. I'm not real fond of black. I have, I don't know, 3 or 4 maybe. But I am a basic blue guy. I like the dark indigos. I like the mediums, the stonewash. But here is a kind of a collection or a sampling of what you might also find in Levi's stores here in Mexico. I think everywhere in the world you get these colors. But there's this light gray. I really like it. Tan, I have a couple of those. This green, I've got 2 greens. One's darker. This white, I think I have another that's almost white. I don't remember. And then I have this kind of russet color, which is kind of fun for a different, just have variety. Today I was at my local Copal store and I found kind of a mustard color on the order of this 502 here. And that brings up something else. When I was young, for those who may not be my age, it used to be that we had Levi's in 3 styles. That was it. Well, you had the button fly 501s, which were a little more rugged, a little heavier denim, maybe a little more workmanship because of the button thing, and they were more expensive. They still are. 501s. Okay, then there was 505. I don't know the numbering systems. I don't know what this means, but the 505 was a basic zipper front, more of a standard fit, and that was my favorite. I really like 505s all my life. That's basically all I had. But then there was another one that was the boot cut. Does anybody remember that? That was at the 514. I don't know. 5 or so. I had a 502 or 4 or something once, which was kind of cool. It had an actual leather patch. Well, what might I say about that? Well, nowadays it's a little more confusing. For example, this gray, which looks like a 505, is actually a 502. And I think that might actually also work for women. I don't know. But it's a stretchy denim. There's an amount of spandex or something. I don't know. Something in it. And that's the other thing. There's 502. There's a 504. There's a 510. 511. There's a 512. You can go through my closet and see all these numbers. Oh. I don't even know what they mean. And I'm a student of the brand. But I'll say this, not to linger on that too long, but there was a time when Levi's didn't help us much, and that's when they fell into the fad of the loose fit jeans. Do you remember the 90s? I saw that coming and I bought as many of the regular jeans as I could, and sure enough, before long you couldn't buy any of these because everybody had these wide ass jeans. What were they thinking? Great big legs? Good night. Come on, man, grow up. And maybe the waistband fit, but immediately it went kind of fat, and I felt like I was wearing a balloon, and it didn't look good. Oh God, did not look good. Well, men being like we are, bought them. We bought tons of them, and we didn't like them, so we bought another pair, and that didn't work, so we had another one. You know, the same thing was true of khaki, pleated khaki pants years ago. Remember that? Dockers. The thrift stores were full of those, full of those. They had 1,000 pairs of khaki pleated Dockers that nobody wanted. Well, I thought that fad would go away. I didn't think it would last very long, but it did. It seemed to hang on. Or at least Levi's was force-feeding us something we didn't want. I mean, really, you could go into any of these thrift stores and just see dozens, hundreds of these wide-ass jeans. Who wanted that? Unfortunately, and you can put this in your trivia game, what Levi's did was to call that the 505, which had been my favorite, which was a snug fit. It had kind of a normal fit in the thigh. It wasn't slim or anything weird. It just was a standard fit and was everybody's favorite. But suddenly the 505 went gigantic. And you could buy, let's say your size is a 30 or a 31. Any sensible man that would wear a 30 or a 31, and if he wanted baggy ass jeans, he would just buy a 34 and look stupid. But no, Levi's did it for us. But they kept the label at 30 or 31, but it was gigantic. I mean, who wears jeans that big? And we were stuck with it. I'm glad to say I think that is finally, well, I know that the loose fit jeans are gone. But what happened, to my chagrin, is that Levi's 505s never really returned, never completely healed from that disaster. So the 505s to this day are a little odd. They changed the geometry, the pocket arrangement in the back, and there's just some things about 505s that aren't yet right. And I wish that they had never messed with that. So as a result, and maybe that's why, we have the 502s, the 514s, the 511s, but the 505 is not my favorite anymore. Hasn't been for a long time. And that's why I would rather have any of these. Now, let me have a drink of water. You know, I've been kind of coughing lately, and maybe it's the air, maybe it's the weather, I don't know. I don't have I don't have allergies. But maybe I do. So I'm a little groggy when I talk. Forgive me. Well, there is something I might add. There are 3 kinds of Levi's in Mexico. I think only 2 kinds in USA. There are the right off the shelf, top quality. What would you call it? A class 1. That's not the word I'm looking for, but the best. Then there are the seconds. Seconds might have a flaw. Maybe the leg pieces weren't quite right and the leg twists a little. I've seen that quite a bit, actually. Or maybe there's a flaw in the fabric. Once in a while you'll see a worn spot in a place that, you know, it doesn't add to your style at all. A second can be, oh my gosh, just those kinds of little flaws. Now the third step, or the third stage of Levi's, is when the flaw is maybe much more noticeable, or they are fake. It's not at all unlikely that you'll find jeans maybe at the market, at the Tianguis, that aren't even really Levi's. They look like it. They have a really good patch. Here, I have one. This is called a 514, but it's a fake. Now, forgive my belt here. The patch here is really authentic. I got 2 of these at a roadside market, 2019 or 2020. I had been over to Morelia with a friend, and coming back we spotted this roadside Tianguis is permanent. It's not just a one of a kind thing. Well, anyway, I found these. I found this and a darker green. Everything about these 2 green jeans look authentic. I mean, the stitching, the tag inside, the everything. This little red thing, which is pretty here. This little red tag that you see here is kind of desirable, and if it's wrong, that's important. Well, anyway, I went online one day. Somebody said it to me, I believe, or I don't remember, but this was a YouTube channel or a YouTube video on the authenticity of Levi's and what to look for if you think you might have a fake. And I was pretty sure these were not fakes. I'm pretty good at this, right? Turns out there are a lot of flaws or indications of fraud, fake Levi's on these 2 pairs of green Levi's. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of fun. Remember, there's 3 kinds of jeans: the genuine or first rate. Then there are the seconds, which might have flaws, and then there are these that are fake. It's just kind of a fun thing to know. Put that in your trivia game night. Now, one other thing, or 2. Well, Ivan and I have about the same size in our clothes. And he dresses like me. He likes Levi's of any color, but preferably blue, and plaid shirts. And he wears a cap to work. Tennis shoes, white tennis shoes. Well, now he has his own, but now and then he needs a clean pair or something, and he borrows one of mine. And so I know from that he and I are about the same size. Well, I was going to buy him a new pair of regular blues. Well, yesterday I was running behind and I didn't have time to go to my regular store, Copill, nearby. So I was with Norma for the day, and we ended up in a place where I knew there was a store that sold Levi's, and they have a mishmash of stuff. It's not exclusively Levi's, but I thought, let's go there and we'll see. And I had been by there 2 or 3 times and took a peek in, and I thought, well, someday I'll come back when I have money or when I have time. Well, yesterday I had both, so I thought, well, let's go in. And I bought 2. These 2 look almost identical. Well, in all respects, they are. They are a standard indigo denim, but this is a little more blue, where this is the rugged kind of washed. What's it called? The fades when it washes. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. Why were these less money? Now, where's my paper? Let's talk about price. When you go to Sears, up to the Antea Mall, or where's the other place I was going to say? Copill, the prices are going to be about 900 pesos minimum. 900, 950, sometimes 1,000, 999. Now those are pesos. Today I found what I don't even know what number it was, but it was 1,250 pesos, and that's $70. So the 900 would be $50 converted, and I'm using an 18 pesos conversion. It's not worth it for me to go figuring out 17.9762. Okay, so then if it's around 1,000 pesos, that would be $56. Now that's a lot. That's a top level, a top price in Kansas. So then today, what I found, and I have found several at this price, 1,250 pesos would be $70. Guess what these cost me? And that was the thing. In the store, it said 310 pesos for anything on this table. 310 is $17. Well, you know, that's not secondhand store price, but at least it's not 65. But now here's what I was going to show you. This is a 505, which is more or less than the old-fashioned 505. They will look good. They have really great geometry. They won't make your ass look big, and that's important to me. And I like the overstitching. But this one, and I thought I was getting two of about the same thing, but I knew this was a 501, which would be that button fly. And so that's the main difference. I'm going to let Ivan choose what either one he wants, or both for all I care. But now I'm looking at them and I realize this is just the standard 505, and it says here 30, 30, 30. If you don't know the business, you can always read the tag. Remember that thing, that episode in Seinfeld, where he couldn't admit that he had grown into a 31 waist, so he changed it. Well, anyway, there it is. There's your model or style type, and then there's your waist and length. Well, over here, which I thought they were the same thing, except for this being a 501, I get it home and I realize I might have been tricked, maybe. Here it does say 501, and it matches this. And here it's 30, 32. 32 is okay for me. Ivan won't like it because he's shorter than me by a couple inches. But here, on this little plastic tag that you always remember Levi's gets, here it says 3130. 3032. Weird, huh? Well, not only that, but here the tag says 505. So I know that's wrong. And so that's because this is a button fly. And this would verify that. Plus the tag's inside. So I think this probably just fell off one pair and landed on it, or somebody didn't know the difference and just tacked it on there. Well, anyway, that's my story. We'll see. You know, I really look back on my days at the thrift store with some affection. You know, this was it was not easy work, but it was different from my day work, my day job. And so I could go there and move around and have fun with the coworkers and be kind of unprofessional and goofy. We had a lot of fun. And, I was sad that I often worked with good people who, for one reason or the other, got fired or quit or just couldn't take it. You know, sometimes a job like that, a lot of my experience with thrift stores was the night shift. In fact, I was the night shift manager for a while, and there's a whole other nightmare that involved with that. But you know, you get to know some customers that are regulars. They come in. Some come in every day. I had a lady. There was a lady who would come in on her lunch break every day at Thrift World. She worked just up the hill a ways, and that was her only way to get in to see the store, and that was her lunch break. What else? I don't think there's anything else. But you know something? It's almost impossible to wear out Levi's. I will admit, nowadays there are some that are a little dressier, like that one I showed you there. There's a couple there that are thinner and kind of a spandex style, stretchier. But otherwise, it's kind of hard to wear them out, except the knees. Once in a while, you know, if you're working out here in the garden, you'll wear out some part of where your body bends. And otherwise, I've had jeans last me a long time. Now, I used to go online to, what was it? Oh, come on, where you would place a price on the thing. PayPal? No. eBay. And I managed to get a lot of kind of unusual colors and styles and special edition stuff. I had a ton of jackets, special edition jackets. When I moved here, I had to part with all of it. I brought 2 or 3, but nothing that was worth much money, because I just thought, no, sell it, let somebody else have it. There are collectors out there that will pay good money for that. And here's my kitty. Do you want to see my kitty? Come on. This is my kitty. This is my kitty. This is my kitty. Okay, bye. Thanks for listening.